It is Sunday, August 9th. Thought I'd try to do a walkthrough of the garden since it's been a little longer than I planned. Flowers are blooming out front. The bricks I've started putting down. Grandkids helping me. We got some sand from the creek and started putting some down. Got more to do. Tomatoes ripening, needing to be picked. It's been raining this morning. I was going to do the video a couple hours ago, but got some stuff done. Got some holes in a barrel to make a grow tower. Not got legs on it yet or holes in the bottom yet, but a lot closer. Not sure if I'm gonna do the other two or not. Pretty large chore to get into. Some cherry tomatoes. Nice larger cherry tomato there. Of course, some purple cherry tomato there. Yellow ones aren't producing yet. Green beans are growing slow. Looks like I got a morning glory I need to take care of before it goes to seed. Zucchini, been picking a few zucchini, not a whole lot. Looks like I need to tie that one again, growing them up vertically. I've lost one zucchini plant so far. Had another planted there, so I tied it up. Yes, definitely need to pick a zucchini. Some squash there. There is a few mushmelons. Need to get out and pick some cucumbers again this morning. Green beans been setting on slowly. The pollinators are not pollinating the blooms very quickly. Okra been blooming and been picked a few times. The loofah is growing like crazy, spreading out everywhere, even down and heading back up. A new type of melon I'm trying. Afraid I don't got a label made, so I can't remember the name. Bitter melons are getting ready to bloom, or are blooming actually. Should be a female bloom, so hopefully they'll be producing soon. Still got to get some weeding done in there. Did get some weeding done over here, so this aisle is getting cleaned out pretty good. Corn is growing. Been picking a little bit of sweet corn, just a little, setting on at a time. Yard-long beans been producing pretty heavily. Pineapples are growing, getting a little larger than I expected this year. Wind blew a sunflower over the other day, and I just got scared by a chipmunk that just dropped out of the pole beans. More sweet corn, smaller ears. Few volunteer tomatoes I left in the corn. Once the corn's harvested, the area will be empty except for the This way there'll be some tomatoes left. Peppers are finally trying to grow a little. Got blooms on them. Just not a good year for peppers. Sunflower is blooming. A little hard to see today. That sunflower is blooming. And the corn has still been growing. This one, of course, got stuck on the inside, and the ears seem to have exploded the virus. That corn stalk is still growing taller. Not sure how tall it's going to get. I may have to try to find a ladder to measure it with. Corn stalk over here is producing ear. Right there, and an ear in that branch there. You can't quite make it out. So hopefully I will have a few ears. Here's another ear, I believe, that isn't going to make it out. So we'll see how that does. Here is the aerial roots of that corn. You can see here the sap that grows a bacteria in it to collect nitrogen from the air so that it can produce its own nitrogen. This one here has another 1, 2, third set, and working on a fourth set there. Eggplants, I need to get them harvested, cooked, and put away in the deep freeze for winter. Another nice eggplant down there. A few flowers just taking over everywhere as usual. Rutger tomatoes are finally beginning to ripen, so hopefully I'll be putting away a little juice soon. Beets haven't done very good. I think I replanted them and still haven't gotten hardly any beets to grow. Carrots need to be checked. The ones I have checked have been fibrous and tough. With all the rain we've gotten this year, wasn't expecting that. Pineapple tomatoes, with all the rain, we do got blight, or I have blight pretty bad on the tomatoes. I have been spraying them a little bit. I'm going to get ready to put some all natural spray on them again to try to keep the blight down. This is supposed to be the better boys. I'm going to have to remove some flowers from them. They're not looking very well either. The porterhouse, some just don't make it. This plant here I haven't got very many off of. This one either. This plant doesn't seem to be doing too bad, as well as those over there. This is the ox heart. It is actually producing very well. Cucamelons, of course, are growing everywhere. So there is quite a few tomatoes on it. And then the Constellute Genovese, a nice solid firm tomato, keep on the vine quite well. There's not a lot this year on the vines. Cucamelon there, about full size. So, not sure what the deal is with tomatoes this year. Over here, I believe these are possibly some Better Boy, not exactly sure. The plants look quite a bit better in this area. Probably a little more air, being this is the outside row. This is a later planting, so hopefully I'll get a good late crop off of those. The yellow tomatoes produced not too well. We're going to tear out this beam to get some more sunlight in. The pear tomatoes, yellow, are doing quite well. This is the mortgage lifter. They are starting to ripen. Plant is doing fairly well this year. This one is setting a great deal of tomatoes. Some of the others didn't have as many tomatoes. Another late planting of tomatoes. Kind of unique leaf structure. I kind of actually like the look of that. I believe, well, I can't remember the name of this one either. It's quite a simple name. Got to get a couple more tags made. But pretty looking plant if it'll produce some tomatoes. This, I believe, is beefsteak. First tomatoes starting to produce or ripen. Didn't produce a lot of tomatoes yet, but there is more setting on. So hopefully the rest of the summer we'll be looking up for tomato production. Pretty nice ones this year. I planted a few tomatoes here. The tag is in another spot, so I'll have to wait a moment to tell you what these are. Tobacco plant that come up volunteer. Growing real nice at the edge of the path. Bell peppers. Plants are taking off. Of course, I need to remove some more flowers. I've been removing a few green beans, but peppers are looking pretty nice. Starting to produce a few more now. Our weather's been in the 80s and 90s. Kind of different for this year. Some more smaller, older tomatoes. The orange Russolini there. Some strawberries have decided to kind of take over. I got a few more volunteer tomatoes in there. Apparently another tobacco plant decided to come up. The Swiss chard decided to come up as well there. The lettuce has went to seed. I'll be removing the plants. And of course, young lettuce is coming up. So due to the cool weather, they decided not to wait till next year to grow. So it looks like another lettuce crop coming up if the weather stays cool. As well as I've planted some warm weather lettuce in my shed, waiting on it to produce. This is the Roma tomatoes. So down there will be the San Marzanos. Kale. A few more eggplants. Not doing too good here in the strawberries. Some more volunteer tomatoes. I didn't get this mulched, but I did get some green onions bulbs put in. They're growing nicely. I'll have to mulch around them to get the weeds out. Strawberries, a new breed. They are multiplying like crazy. Hopefully they'll decide to keep producing tomatoes. I'll have to figure out what type of natural fertilizer to put on them to get strawberries produce strawberries. To get them producing more strawberries. This is the purple tomatillo. Several of them on the ground I need to pick up for seed to save. Ginger growing here. White or light yellow tomatoes growing there. Them's low acid. Some type of mushmelon vine. There's a couple watermelons come up volunteer out here that's not growing in the shade. Ginger is doing very good in the shade. Several more young starts coming up right there. First successful year I'm considering that growing ginger. The large potato is still alive. I believe it's chipmunks trying to dig into get the potatoes. Planted this late potatoes, a pineapple plant. This won't produce till next year. This is one I grew and ate this year. Well, December of last year. Have herbs planted. Of course, most of them's not coming up, and the stuff that is coming up is getting dug up. I put a tomato in there just to have something back here. This still needs tore out. I want to dry most of this and replant something different here. Looks like I'm down to 4 dill plants. The seed I planted and all came up has been dug up and removed. Little critters are driving me nuts this year. Tomatoes are doing pretty good back here. These are beginning to ripen. This is the Whopper tomato, not a big one. It is raining right now. Here is some more tomatoes growing in these herbs. Those are the big beef tomatoes. Those are cracking due to the rain. These back here have only been watered 2, maybe 3 times. But of course we've been getting lots of rain. And then this here, as well as the other tomato that I couldn't think of earlier, is the Beef Master, which is growing quite well right here in this spot. None of these have ripened yet. One looks like it's beginning to try. Very large, nice looking tomatoes. They stay very firm. My ramp going up to my shed, I'm going to move this wire to the left of these 2 posts, and I believe put a piece of concrete wire in this area to grow something up vertically. I'm going to put a bench over that hole. I can lay stuff on the bench. This side I have a metal rack put in place. 8, I believe, of my trays will, 4 of my trays will fit on each shelf. 16 total here. I have 1 more I'm going to try to put over this side. And these smaller ones I'm going to put somewhere around this ramp area. Maybe in this hole here. And then some steps going down here once I move some of this glass. This is, I'm hoping, glass for a small greenhouse one of these days. Got some more here. Several 100 pounds due to the thickness of them. A few more down there. Last of the weeds to take out over on this side. Quite a mess, but it is coming along. Some grapevines I need to put on the internet to sell. Bell pepper, another bell pepper, a ginger, another turmeric plant. It's growing in with this bell pepper. A couple more young gingers down here. Still debating on whether I want to take out this crabapple tree. The other option is grafting it over to 4 or 5 different kinds of apples. Grapes, 2 bunches have ripened. Another bunch is 2 other bunches are beginning to slowly ripen. The Concord Purple Original is probably going to be the last of the grapes to ripen. These are my green grapes. They are beginning to ripen. It's difficult to tell when they are ripe. Some strawberries beginning to send out runners. My wild strawberries have been producing. A melon over there on them mushmelons. It's supposed to be something new. The corn patch there off in the distance. I'll pause it and get a little closer. It has a little wind damage. But got to reweed this and remulch it again. And haven't got through there, mostly due to obstacles. I'm going to get rid of the wooden frames and just disassemble them or something to get them out of the way. Another nice eggplant that needs picking down in there. Potatoes come up volunteer in here with everything. Green onions. Some of this corn fell over. It has a few ears. Did not grow as good as I was thinking it would in this area. Real nice height. Just late producing on ears, and some of the stalks didn't get much size to them. There is volunteer cucumber vines in there. Matter of fact, here's one that needs to be picked today. One I missed the other day. Cucumbers are growing vertically. Somewhat nice. I have lost several vines. I have a pollinator now doing his job. Be picking cucumbers here in a little while, even if it's raining. But everything is still growing vertically. And some of the plants, of course, are dying. So, not sure how much longer the cucumbers will last. I need to replant under the fence here, I believe. But these have already been replanted and should have some young ones coming up now. I need to remove a few of the tomato plants. Several cucumbers plants didn't produce, died over there. Looks like a watermelon here, not going to make it. A watermelon there, not going to make it. A small watermelon in there. Not a good year for watermelons. We just don't have the heat or something. Need to pick some more cherry tomatoes. Ginger growing in the sun. It's got yellow on the leaves. They don't like the sunlight, so This might be getting moved to the shade, the pot. But that will be the main garden and the back garden for today. And I'll pause it and we'll go over to the sweet corn. Okay, and we're at the sweet corn patch. This is the camera about head height. Many of the ears are up nice and tall. We got 1, 2, and a third ear coming out there. Many of them have suckers that came up, and even the suckers are tossling to pollinate the extra ears of corn. Most corn looks like it is trying to produce 3 ears. Oh, excuse me. Definitely being pollinated. 1, 2, 3 again, with 2 suckers on both sides of the plant. Quite nice and tall. I love to see tall sweet corn. Not into this new short stuff. Here's the storm damage. Got right in the center. But even it is gonna go ahead and produce, I believe, some good ears of corn. Looks like maybe another spot of storm damage that I didn't see, but it's standing up again. Let's see where it leans over and they stand themselves right back up. So, and of course, cleaned out the deep freeze the other day and found several bags of sweet corn. So, surprisingly, I won't be needing as much sweet corn. Go figure. Good year of sweet corn. Looks like some bacteria growing on the tassel of this corn. See if I can take out my knife and try and remove that real quick. I'll throw it a little farther away. Here it is. Three more little pieces here, and that will be good. Got an apricot bush here. The deers, of course, pruned all the lower limbs off a long time ago. The corn here is still trying to produce 1 and maybe 2 ears. It's shorter as expected, but all in all, I believe it's going to be a surprisingly good sweet corn harvest along here.